Okay, so where we left off last time is we had done a mission for someone. Her name was Lady Ada Weishart, and she had asked us to recover something from a train, and that something turned out to be a person. And Lady Weishart, when she spoke with us, she kind of gave us a little bit of what she's doing. She mentioned that she was a noble from Orsosh, a planet under the heel of the Senless Federate. And we knew that the Senless Federate was a group of planets, a small system. Let me take us to the map here. And you can see the Federate kind of right in the middle. There's Orsosh, Senless, and Mogin, and they're kind of their own little unit. They lie just outside the control of Imperial space in this Trojan Reach, in basically the frontier part of the Imperium. And she mentioned that, and kind of what we knew, that the people on Senless had been using water as a means to control their population. They basically hoard it, and she is wanting to try and put a stop to that. The company GDCO, they were used to they're throughout charted space. They're a huge mega corporation, and a lot of times they go in and help to rebuild places, or bring technology and increase the quality of living for people that are oppressed or things like that. So they were trying to get a contract with the Senless Federate to come in and modernize some of their places. But the Senless Federate said, no, we just want you to just build these canals, these pipelines. That's all we need. And so she's trying to put an end to what's going on. So when we captured the target, and I actually have a picture here of us capturing the target, she was overjoyed. Opened up a bottle of Dranaxian champagne, and she gave us a nice little speech that sort of leads into this adventure. And she said, "For too long, the Federate has oppressed my people. They rule with an iron fist, keeping citizens in line by controlling the limited supplies of water, which they drug to keep people complacent and happy. 30 years ago, GDCO offered them a deal, infrastructure and trade at bargain prices, but the princes of the Federate refused. The only trade they agreed to was to line their own pockets, so that was the deal that GDCO made. Well, I want to alter the terms of that deal. I want you to break into GDCO offices at Senless Station and swap the contract data with the forgery that we're going to produce from Tanlin's biometrics, and Tanlin was the person that was kidnapped. Then I want you to do the same with the records kept on Senless in the princely palace itself. If you pull this off, when the contract shifts to Phase 2, GDCO will have full access to distribute water to the beleaguered people of my world. They'll be able to break free from the tyrant's grasp, and if Senless refuses, well, GDCO is a power in its own right. Either way, we will all be the richer for it." So essentially her plan throughout the whole of the Hellworld Heist adventures is she wants to break into both places, GDCO and the Senless Federate, and change the legalese on the contracts, so that when they go and say, "Hey, it's been 30 years, what's Phase 2? Oh, shoot, looks like we're supposed to do this." No one's looked at this in a while, so she's thinking if she can get in and change that, no one's the wiser, and maybe these changes she wants to see will actually take place. So it's a little bit of corporate espionage and honestly terrorism, but the money's right, so maybe we're in for it, and it's going to help the population. So there is some good to be done there. So when this adventure starts, things are a little different. She wants us to go from Albi, which is where we captured this guy, to Mogin and perform a wilderness refuel while she makes contact with the local rebels on Mogin, who will provide details on the next target. Then she plans to jump to Senless to hack the GDCO data vault in Senless Station before finally moving against the palace. Now she has a huge ship that she flies, and let me send you a picture of this ship here. It is the Aurora's Fortune. Let's send that. This would be like what the ship data sheet would look like in the Traveler book, but you can see a picture of the ship down there at the bottom. The Aurora's Fortune, this is a huge jump shuttle. It's so large that you can actually attach or dock other ships onto it. Now, we presently do not have a ship. I believe it is Ulysses that was given a ship as one of his benefits, but he needs to go pick it up, and we're not quite there yet. So she has a ship on there that we are able to use. And I'll send you a picture of that. It is called the Free Trader, the Extan Ridge. And I'm going to make these, I'll give you ownership of these in the journals. Get that on here. So she's going to let us fly her Free Trader, but for now it is attached to the Aurora's Fortune. And the plan is to make a jump, and she wants to jump from Albi, which is right here. We're going to make a jump to Magen up here, and this is a 3 hex jump, which each hex is 1 parsec, or roughly 30 trillion kilometers. So we're going to be covering about 86 trillion kilometers. Her ship is a jump 3 ship, so she can do that jump in 1 week. Our Free Trader, I think, is jump 1. We couldn't even make that trip. We could not travel that distance. Our engines, our jump drive is not sophisticated enough. But her ship can do it. And so while we're docked on her ship, she's going to fly us to Magen so that we can refuel. And then we're going to make contact with the rebels on Magen and then move against Semlis. During this time, you have a chance to get a little closer with Ada and her crew. Now, the Aurora is no luxury hotel, but there is a certain level of cozy comfort. And you might notice that periodically Lady Ada is not in the bridge or in the mess, and she spends a lot of time in one of the staterooms that has been converted into a cell. And this is the cell where Director Tanlin has been sequestered, and she has conversations with him. Would any of you even presume to try and eavesdrop on these conversations?
Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, would you, do you think that your character would try to eavesdrop on the conversations that Lady Ada is having with Director Tanlin? Or would you leave them to have that privacy?
Well, I think it's very easy for a cop to, ex-cop in this case, call it a different word. Well, eavesdropping sounds so rude.
You know she's interrogating him, and you have experience with this. Is this something that you might take a keen interest in?
Yeah, it seems, if not relevant, important. You know, I think he would be curious.
You've got a couple ways you can do this. I can let you give me an advocate role as you approach her and say, hey, I know how to do this. You be the bad cop, I'll be the good cop kind of thing. Or you can do a stealth and try to surreptitiously overhear what's going on.
That's an interesting choice. Yeah, I think he wouldn't be comfortable just approaching like that. He'd probably try to be more stealthy.
Give me a stealth roll. I'm going to make the difficulty on this a 6. So you need to roll a 6 or higher. And you can add... there we go. Oh, you got it.
Oh.
You got it. So maybe you walk down the hallway, you slow your approach, you slow your breathing, you get close, and you can hear, it's muffled, but you can hear a conversation. And it sounds like they're talking about philosophy and politics and history. And it doesn't sound like they're old friends, but it sounds like they're very friendly towards one another. And every now and then you hear him posing questions like, if you were in charge of the Federate, how would you treat people like you? And she pauses, and then she'll answer, and she's definitely not adversarial with him at all.
Curious.
Let me have Ulysses give me a sensors roll, electronic sensors.
Sure.
Just barely. You're probably hanging out in the bridge. I mean, this is a huge ship. You would love to get your hands on a ship like this one day. And you can hear a few alarms going off, and you happen to glance over at the sensors, and you're not manning the sensors. They've got crew that does this, but you can see as you are nearing the end of your jump that Mogin has a debris field around it. And it likely would obstruct the sensors at the high port because you're seeing the computer on your ship struggle to make contact with the high port in Mogin. The high port being the little spaceport that's in orbit around the planet. And so this debris field, would be advantageous if you're trying to come in secretly, but it would also be an obstruction if you are trying to, hail someone or get help or things like that. So but you think it's no coincidence that that this ship is using that debris field as a screen. Do you have any concerns about that, Ulysses?
Well, our person who's hiring us isn't exactly the most welcome type around here, I'd imagine, so I suppose I would just be expected.
Yeah, you are essentially, if you're part of some rebellion, you're essentially terrorists, according to the leadership here, so maybe it's best that you don't come in announced, and especially if you're going to be committing espionage and terrorism, you probably don't want to announce your presence at all. So you think this is probably a wise move. As the time is winding down, the jump ends, and you come into within 100 diameters of Mogin. It still takes you a day to get to Mogin. You can tell that the sensors are definitely blocked by that debris field, and there's the ship's library. You pull up some information on Mogin, and I'm going to put this in the journals. Let me make this observable, and I'm also going to send it to chat. So you've never been to Mogin before, but you take some time to kind of look up on it, and I'm sure that a few of the others would as well, having never been here before. Mogin is a frozen planet on the edge of its habitability zone. So there is a star. It's a main sequence star, but you're right where things are going to be frozen. You're out, quite a bit further than Earth would be from our sun. The world has extreme volcanism, and there's volcanoes spewing plumes of ash and sulfuric acid so heavy that they choke out the sky, which leads in large part to the snow and ice. Trapped in a volcanic winter, the deadly cold is abated only by ever-shifting geothermal vents. The promise of Mogin was a resort world warmed by solar mirrors, but instead it was bombed during the Sindel Wars, so hard that the chain reaction in the planet's core is still being felt today. And when the survivors emerged, they quickly learned they had to work together to survive, and in the centuries following, parents passed knowledge to their children to stave off technological collapse. But with knowledge segregated along family lines, one's position in the emerging feudal society became dependent on the usefulness of one's technology. Today, the population lives exclusively in Frithtor, a dome city in an extinct supervolcano. It looks like our ship is going nowhere near there. We are trying to stay as far away from people as possible. Ada comes out and speaks directly to Ulysses and says, "Look, I want you to take the Exton Ridge. We need to fuel up the Aurora's fortune for our next jump. This system has no gas giants. We need to get it the old-fashioned way. Take the Exton Ridge down to the surface. You're going to draw out water, snow, and ice. and store it in your fuel tanks and bring it back up here where we will crack that water into hydrogen and oxygen. Your ship will be small enough to get by unnoticed, but something the size of the Aurora's Fortune simply cannot do it. So you're on basically a milk run. You need to run down to the planet's surface, find some, hopefully, liquid water. If not, you'll have to take up snow and heat it up to melt it into water and then run it back. And your ship's fuel tank is like 30 displaced tons, and the Aurora's Fortune has like 260 displaced tons of fuel. So it's like a dozen trips back and forth. And what's Ulysses' thoughts on this? Are you okay with being basically, a delivery man, just picking up water, bringing it back? Like, is this what they brought you out here for?
Well, I imagine this system's a little hostile, and this is a little risky. Perhaps you can sweeten the deal, and I'll see that it's done quickly and efficiently.
Well, that's going to take a roll. That's going to be a persuasion roll. And
do anything for
it's
free.
It's going to take a 10, because she's astute and not easily swayed. Ooh. She looks at you with an amused smile and says, "Look, I'm letting you use the ship. According to your file, all you want to do is fly. So why don't you go get behind the pilot seat, fly down there, and bring me back my water."
Fine, but I'll let you off this time, but you just keep in mind that my loyalty can easily be bought.
Why do you think you're working for me? I know your price.
Exactly. And then I'll go see if I can round up some help from the rest of my companions.
Is there anything you guys want to do on the Aurora's Fortune before you head down to the surface to go gather up some water for fuel? All right, let's make some runs. So you get the crew, which is the 4 of you on board the Exton Ridge, and we're going to need a piloting roll to undock and pull away. You only need to beat a 4 to undock. It's a super easy procedure, but it is a procedure. There's a checklist you have to go down.
It's a piloting roll?
Yep, need to beat a 4.
Routine
Easy,
maneuver.
Yep, easily done. You go through the checklist, probably in your head. You undock and you pull away, and you begin to head down towards the planet's surface. Now, as you're heading down, as you're entering into the atmosphere, you've got your hands full. I need someone else to run a sensor scan on the planet to try and find some places where you can get water fast. So who wants to run that sensor scan?
Are we all similarly bad at it?
Probably.
Dalmont knows the basics.
I've got a -2. Yeah, Chief don't know anything about computers whatsoever, or electronics in general.
So I think
Oh, yeah,
I'm
so-
ruled out.
So
So
Ellis,
Dalmont to take care of it.
Dalamont, get on that sensor.
Alright, what do we need?
So normally for this you would need a 6, but you're going to get the +2 chain bonus from Ulysses, so really you only need a 4.
6.
Oh!
Nice.
Yep, you got it. So you managed to do a quick scan of the planet's surface, and still with that debris field, it's clear that you've not been spotted. Once you do this scan, you realize that it's a tricky planet. So you need to find subsurface ice that has been melted by geothermal heat. And you manage to find a spot that's not far from where you're making entry into the planet. Now, once you get down into the atmosphere, the sulfur and ash is hanging so heavy that you can't see the ground. But once you get down below the cloud line, visibility drops and the cold kicks in. Already far from its star, the planet's ashy albedo reflects what little sunlight reaches the planet, trapping it in a perpetual winter that can kill the unprepared. There are tall mountains and kilometer-wide lava flows that dominate the landscape, but ash is the planet's most memorable feature. It blankets the surface and flutters like fluffy snow. As you prepare to land the ship in it, you find that your maneuver drive begins to kick up billowing clouds of ash, and everything takes on this dull, samey gray color. Now, immediately the computer registers that the outside temperature is minus 63 degrees Celsius, so you will need some cold weather gear to go out, and for sure a mask. You should all have breathing masks, but it is going to be quite cold. Anyone breathing the air unfiltered, you'll take damage every 2 minutes as you choke on acidic sludge in the air. Vac suits can keep these things at bay. I don't think we have a vac suit. Now, ships have a ship's locker. And in the ship's locker, you'll find basically all the basic things you would need. And this ship would have vac suits in the ship's locker. But we need someone to go out there and stick the hose down in through the sludge to pull water out. Who gets to do that? Who's putting on the vac suit?
Definitely not going to be Sir Dalamont.
No.
He's not getting out there.
Do either of you have Ellis or Chief? Do you have vac suit?
I believe
have
Chief
a
has it
skill.
checked.
Yeah, I have a
It said 0. Oh,
I have a
So,
one.
so Ellis has a
Let's use
one.
one
Yeah,
in
let's
vac suit.
let's have Ellis do that. So Ellis, let me give you a vac suit. This is out of the ship's locker, and I'm going to put that onto your character. Perfect. So you've got the vac suit on. I need a vac suit roll to make sure you sealed up everything correctly as you head out into that cold through the little airlock on the ship.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
Ooh.
That's really bad.
Okay, this is going to be a task chain, so you're now going to need to make a survival roll modified by your effect, your chain bonus, which is -2.
How do I add the -2?
So when you go to roll, it should say DM, that's dice
Okay,
modifier,
got
put
it.
-2. Okay, so you failed by 3. You're going to take 3 points of endurance damage. So let me assign that to you. 3 points out of your endurance, which drops your endurance to a 4. So now your endurance is at a -1 for now. It's cold, but there's a job that needs to be done. But you get the hose down in through the sludge, and pretty quick, Ulysses, you see that it's sucking up water. Now it's going to take some time. I'm going to roll a dice to see just how long this is going to take to get this first batch. This is in tens of minutes. Oh, it's going to take an hour. So 1 hour, and probably a lot of that is just from you out there struggling with your vac suit. Maybe you didn't seal one of your gloves, and so your wrist is immediately frozen. You got frostbite on your wrist. You're trying to deal with that. It's hard to use the pipe. Are you letting the people on the ship know that you made such a boneheaded error that you forgot to seal your glove under your suit?
I guess I'll let them know.
That you may need some medical attention?
Yeah.
Okay. But you managed to get this first tank full of water onto the ship. Let me roll one more die here. Perfect. As you're refilling the ship, Ulysses, you spot on your sensors there's a patrol drone coming near. Make a recon check for me, Ulysses, if you would.
Sure.
There's a ping that your ship's comms are being hailed by this patrol drone. Do you receive the call?
Well, I don't think I will at first. I'll see if maybe they try and reach out again. Perhaps it was just a fluke.
After about 30 seconds, there's another ping.
I'll accept it this time. Might be better than getting attacked out here.
You hear a mechanized voice come across the comm. You are in a restricted area. State your business.
Well,
Sir Dalmont might be able to take over.
Yep.
yeah,
Try
you
to-
go right ahead.
This is just a question in general, but like, is what we're doing right now illegally? Just
No,
collecting
you can
fuel?
definitely come and collect stuff. They probably just want to know kind of who you are and why you're here. It could be a bad thing if they find out that you're here with Lady Ada and the Aurora's fortune.
Okay.
When you came down here, you would have noticed, because you are trained as in admin, that that Lady Ada had provided GDIFF codes. So these are codes from GDCO, which should make Senless think that you're with the mega corporation. That maybe you represent GDCO interests. Maybe you're a private contractor. You're down here doing whatever. You might get treated with some suspicion, but not outright hostility. You just don't want to get scanned at close range. So this will count as kind of an advantage to you, knowing that you've got these codes here. So you'll get a +1 to your die roll for this. But how do you respond to this probe droid?
Hello, good sir. I'm on official business of GD Co. Just doing a simple refueling, and we'll be on our way.
Please transmit codes.
We'll send them over.
Give me an admin roll as you look over the codes, make sure everything's correct. Nice. So you're going to add a +2 plus the +1 on this. This is going to be a persuasion. You get a +3 because you have codes, and you just double check the codes, and they do seem to check out. And you may call on some legal precedents. Hey, this says GDCO, it's free to fuel here certain times. Give me that roll.
Persuasion, and then DM. You put 3.
DM +3. Yep. Oh, thank goodness for the pluses there. Yeah, you got it. The probe droid beeps, clicks a few times as it receives the transmission of the codes. Proceed with caution. Planet surface is currently untenable. And then it buzzes away and leaves you back to what you're doing. Planet surface untenable, you have no idea what that means, other than maybe it's just cold, but it seems like the droid has left you alone. Now, Ellis, you come back in, and with the first run, you can now take the ship back up to the Aurora, drop this fuel off, and you repeat this about 10 more times.
Okay.
But do you want to get some medical care for the horrible wound that you have sustained?
Yeah, okay.
All right, so if someone wants to give me a medic check, they can do that.
Ah. Yes, I think we did have Chief take that medic talent.
Yeah, and they will recover a number of points to their endurance according to the effect. So however many points you get above 8 will be how many points they gain. If you get below 8, they will take damage as you try to make it better and start digging into their flesh.
Well, we'll see. Oh, nice.
Nice. So you will recover 1 point there as you get a little ointment on there. And let's give you that point back. Perfect.
I'm just glad it didn't fail. Chief is not an educated man, actually. He is like first aid maybe at most.
Yeah, you knew to, maybe pick the dead skin off there and put a band-aid on it. Let's go back to our pilot. Can you get us back in orbit to the Aurora Fortune? This would be a piloting roll. You need to get a 6 or higher for this one. Nice.
That's pretty easy maneuver here.
And now to dock is going to be a 4. Can you dock without crashing into this ship?
Do I get my chain bonus
You
for
do.
that?
Yep, +3.
Correct.
So you really can't
Remind me
fail
where
this.
I entered.
So it should say DM and just do +3 dice modifier.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No problem. You power slide in drift right into the airlock, make the connection, and immediately begin pumping the water over to that ship's fuel tanks. And then you go and you repeat this process 7, 8, 9, 10 times. On your last run, you're down at the planet's surface. You've got the hose in the slush. You're pumping away. And as you're filling your tank on this last trip, you get a message from Ada. And let me read this to you. In fact, I'm gonna cut and paste this into the chat as well. Paste this in here. I found out why the rebel base at Redrock hasn't been responding. Military forces are jamming the area. It's bad news. They're under attack. They've already been bombed and an advance force is securing the facility. The main enemy force arrives in 1 hour. Those rebels have all the information we've gathered about Senless Station, but it's worse than that. There's information on just about every rebel agent on the planet there. If the Federate forces get their hands on it, it'll be a disaster. But there's still hope. You're close enough to help. You can get inside, destroy the computer core, and get away with as many people as you can. I won't lie to you, it will be dangerous. The Federate controls its people with propaganda and drugs, and their troops are fierce, crazed fighters. If you do not want to face that, I understand. Bring the fuel home, and we'll regroup in Orsach. But if you can pull it off, if you can rescue Section Leader Tiberius, well, you'll be heroes, won't you? And if that isn't motivation enough, you have already earned yourself a big fat tip. What do you say?
It's gone from simple corporate espionage to risking our lives very quickly.
I can give you 10,000 credits each if you'll do this.
That's nothing, and you know it.
How much do you want?
How important is this person to you? How important is it that we remove this data?
Look, if you don't, millions of people will be under the heel of the Federation. Millions. Tens of millions.
And each life isn't worth 1 credit?
It's worth a lot more than that to someone with courage. I thought I was working with someone that had morals. I didn't know you were just looking for a payday.
Our lives are important. We need to be compensated fairly.
Give me a persuasion roll with a +1 dice modifier. You need to beat a 10. Oh, you did it. Man. All right. 150,000 each. That's my final offer.
What do you guys think?
You don't want to bankrupt us before we've even gotten started. But we need this.
Well, these Federates, they kind of sound like real jackasses. I think I'm willing to help. The money doesn't hurt.
Yeah, Ulysses is no stranger to a hard day's work.
What about Ellis?
Well, that is a lot of money, so I think I'm gonna have to say yes.
She sends you a map of Redrock Base. And let me send that here. I'll put that into the journals. We're going to use it in a moment for our Foundry map, but I'll have it there if you need to reference it. Gives you a map of Redrock Base. And gives you as much information as she can on what's going on. She says, look, Redrock is under attack. The rebels have numbers, but many are non-combatants, while the Federates are fearless and well-equipped. It looks as though the Federate forward team has already secured the southern half of the complex, trapping the rebels in the north half. In 1 hour, the main battle force will arrive to secure the site. Within 20 minutes, everything could be over. The Federates will make a bloody push, wiping out the rebels and seize the command center before Tiberius can finish clearing the data. In the aftermath, there will be a ruthless purge of rebels on Magan, setting the cause of our rebellion, our independence, back generations. So time is of the essence. Redrock, it was a scientific outpost before Magan joined the Federate. It's a small facility sitting on the top of a geothermal borehole that the rebels have tapped for heating, power, and water storage. The complex is usually beneath an ash dune, but my scan shows that that is no longer the case when a Federation bomber destroyed the surface installation minutes ago. You've got to get there, do what you can. Bring back Tiberius, destroy the files there, and save as many people as you can. This is the plan, or this is the job, and now you guys get to come up with a plan. Let me take us to the Rebel base map. You can kind of decide where you want to come in from and how you want to go about doing this. So if you look at the map, you can see where there's a number 1, which is down on the bottom. That's the main entrance to the map. However, there's a vehicle bay over here, and it looks as though one of the Federation bombers has crashed there. That's this little red symbol on there, blowing a hole inside and another way into the base. You've got various facilities here. It seems like the entire southern half of this is probably under the Federation control, but the computer core here, you want to get that destroyed. You also want to see if the people there, if they're in the dormitory or the workshop or in these common spaces. You'll need to find where the people are. It looks as though number 11, there are some turrets, just huge defensive turrets around here. You don't know if they're operational or not, but that's something that you could use to your advantage. Any plans?
Are these rebels, like, do they know how to fight?
Not all of them. She says there are roughly, as far as we know, just over a dozen capable rebel soldiers and probably 30 to 40 non-combatants. And right now they show that there are approximately a dozen Federation soldiers inside the base.
Maybe we could, if there's a working vehicle, and if we get lucky, there'd be explosives from the bomber, and we could rig something up where we drive a vehicle with a bomb into the computer building, but that'd be pretty lucky.
So the bomber likely still has explosives on it. Had it emptied its load of explosives, it would have been long gone. And so it was probably making an approach. There are probably bombs still on that bomber. As far as
do we have an air raft?
There would be an air raft on your free trader on the Exton Ridge, for sure. There's likely some smaller ground vehicles here at the base, but you don't know where they might be. Perhaps in number 5 in the vehicle bay. But whether or not you have anything working there, if the bomber landed there, it's hard to say what might still be available there. Your free trader does not have weapons, so you can't do a strafing run. You're going to have to go in on foot or on the air raft.
Well, we'll probably definitely want to land at least a decent distance away from the base, so our ship doesn't get shot down.
Yeah, if those turrets are operational, that's bad news for your ship. But it sounds like Ada lost contact with the rebels and was just able to give you this report before everything went blank. She says the signal's being jammed, so you don't have any real-time updates, just what the situation was before the signal was lost.
So these turrets, were they like originally the rebels, or
Yes,
were they brought in?
Nope, they were the rebels. They were the station defense system.
Okay.
And they're probably like huge autocannons, like giant artillery pieces that fire semi-automatically. They would be great for taking out vehicles, small aircraft, things like that. They would just turn soldiers into hamburger if you hit someone with it.
Would they have enough firepower to get through the computer building?
Possible.
The building housing the computer core?
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. So that's an idea that's not even in the adventure, and I love it. It has some possible things. They might do this or they might do that. That's not one that's in there, but that is awesome.
Well, another thing is the fuel on the ship, is it explosive?
On the bomber that crashed?
That ship or our ship?
No. So on your ship, you just basically have hydrogen. I mean, it's flammable, but it's not like combustible like gasoline or something.
How's the computer getting power?
So there's geothermal vents. This is built over a geothermal vent, and they tap that heat to make steam, which turns a turbine and generates electricity.
Okay. And does the turbine have a location?
It is subterranean.
Okay. Not much to do there.
And it is probably, I'm going to guess, 13... no, so there's a crevasse right here. So you could get up on this ridge and look down, and there would be a crevasse to cross to get from the ridge down there. The geothermal vent is probably under the storage here, probably centralized under the base.
Well, we could land decent ways away and have someone go up on the ridge and scout, and the rest of us approach with the air raft and cautiously, in case those turrets are operated by enemy gunners.
If you do that, who is going to scout? Who wants to be up on that ledge? Because I think that's probably the best approach, is to get real-time information. What is the state of those turrets? Can we see what's going on? Is everything already lost? Are we going to charge in to a situation that is unwinnable? So I think getting fresh eyes on there is a good idea. You could do a flyover, but then you're giving away your position.
Well, maybe Ulysses could do the scouting, then he could land the ship up on that ridge, and then when we're ready to get out of there, he can get to the ship quick.
Do you want to do the air raft route? Take the air raft down, try and get a bomb from the bomber to blow up the computer core? So you need to blow up that core, you need to save Section Leader Tiberius and as many people as you can, and get out of there. You don't need to save any equipment, anything like that, so probably the fewest moving parts might be for the best.
Be a good first plan. The only trouble with that is if somebody was for some reason hiding out with a computer core and we blow them up too.
Right.
but maybe we'll be able to see a little bit better once we get a scout on it.
So time is of the essence. You've got about 20 minutes before the backup arrives, and the situation will definitely be out of hand.
Yeah, it may be best to have Chief do the scouting. I don't know if you want the pilot to be. I mean, it is a fine idea. It's just I don't know like what their visibility is like. So getting an eye on would be good without getting the ship too close.
Yeah, maybe keep the pilot with the ship for as long as possible.
If we want to do that, do we want Ulysses can just stay on the ship so he can keep it ready to go once we need to get out of here?
Yeah, it sounded like one man was going to go down, check it out, send information back. John's even got a neural comm, so that kind of works.
Yep. Yeah, you don't even need to work your hands. You just need to think the thoughts and
Good.
Think the voice in your head, and it'll communicate with everyone. So I think you're the ideal person for the scouting job.
Yeah, he's getting a little old. He's probably not got the best eyes
You're
at
not
this
too
point,
old for
but
this shit.
yeah, exactly.
What about Ellis? What's Ellis doing? I haven't heard much from Ellis.
Well, I think we're gonna do the scouting thing, and then our options were to get bombs from the bomber or use the turrets if they're working.
So do we want to have someone on either turrets or bombs, and then maybe someone on finding the section leader?
John's definitely looking at those turrets. Sorry, Chief. His name's John, but they're interchangeable.
Yeah, we know him by Chief, or Chief John.
Yeah.
So if Chief is going to scout, and then maybe try and, if the turrets are usable, you may need to make some repairs or get them online or something if they're not being used by.
He did do some time as an engineer in the Navy before he was horribly injured.
And
but,
you do have some gunnery skill that you just picked up, so.
Yeah, he literally just learned how to use turrets.
Yeah. So if you're scouting and doing that, who wants to see about if the explosives are possible? Do one or two of you want to do that? You're definitely okay to split the party with this, kind of like with the last mission. And then who wants to go after the section leader Tiberius? And we might need all four of you in the base if things get hairy, depending on how it looks when you get there. So, Ulysses, if things are turning south, you may need to leave the ship and send in the cavalry.
Well, he could just go in with the Dalmont and Ellis, and he can look for the station leader if they want to deal with the explosives.
Okay, so Ellis and Dalamont, you want to see if the bomb idea is viable?
Sure.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, so first thing we need to do is fly into the base. So I need a piloting roll to keep the ship low enough that you're not going to be picked up on any scanners and not crash into anything. So you need to beat an 8 and...
Huh? That's a lot of orange text there.
Yeah. So you got it. So with your... what did that... Why did that roll 2?
Oh, I might have rolled just pilot. I think I accidentally just rolled pilot instead of
yeah,
space.
you got to do spacecraft. Yep, that's why. So yeah, it gave you a 0 on pilot for your first roll. So then when you added with your bonus on there. Okay, so you managed to get down. You're skimming the rock surfaces, and there's little geothermal vents, blasts of steam popping up in places, clouds of ash billowing by, and you're flying so low that you're leaving a wake of ash clouds behind you. And you get close to this ridge. I got a free trader right here. Drag a little free trader down here. You park it down here on the ridge, and let me move your characters out here. These are obviously not to scale with the ship, so it's not like a cloud car. You guys all climb out of it. So, Chief, if you want to go and scout, that's going to be a recon roll.
I was worried that's what it would be. What's the difficulty?
You need to beat a 6 on this because it's right in front of you. It's pretty wide open. Oh, got it.
Oh.
So here's what you see. So the first thing you notice is that there was a water silo that has been bombed and has been shattered. Steam curls all across the base. There are bodies around this water tower. Looks like rebels and soldiers alike. And you can see the entrance, number 1. It looks like it's been breached by laser cutters. You can see many footprints, some bloody, going in and out of here. A quick look at those turrets. None of them are firing. 3 of them are smoking. And the 4th one is silent. And I'll let you decide which one is silent. From here you can see that the vehicle bay, that a bomber has crashed into the eastern half of the bay and has buried most of whatever vehicles were in here under rubble and has torn a hole in the roof. Deathly cold acidic air and ash are pouring in through the breach. There are a few vehicles that may have survived. You can see it looks like an air raft as well as maybe some grav bikes that could be used in a pinch. You can see that there's smoke rising from many of the buildings. It sounds like in 8, the workshop over here, you can see flashes of laser fire and laser light coming from there, as well as periodically a few flashes of stray laser cutting across the space and plowing into ashy fields. Looks like the base is still definitely under attack, but as far as the battle being over, it is not. It's still up in the air. You can see a crew around the bomber. They look to be pilots, and they're doing something, maybe trying to repair the bomber or find the black box or do something, but you can see people milling around that bomber as well.
Right, that's a pretty scary situation.
Now, which turret do you think is not smoking?
Yeah, that's the hard choice. I'm probably one of the ones on the west side.
Okay.
Because it's hard to choose, though, because the one right next to the core, if that one's, the firing one, ooh, that's a problem.
Right.
But then this one's got a great view. Oh, but then so does this one. Yeah, probably this one.
Okay. So that one is not smoking. You think if you could get in there, as long as it's not being held by someone, you could get that thing working again. It would take a mechanics roll, but you think you could probably do it. Now, Ellis, Ulysses, and Dalamont, what are you doing? Where are you going to enter? Through the main entrance or through the vehicle bay?
Alamont's not much of a fighter, so he doesn't really want to go towards the vehicle bay. That's a little scary with the squad of soldiers there.
If someone was to take a shot from up here, it's probably 200 meters from this ledge down to that vehicle bay. If you wanted to try and pick off those pilots that are there, it's going to give away your position most likely, but it could be done. Or if someone were to stay up here and provide some covering fire, that's also a possibility. If you can get a hold of a turret, then that's all moot, because the turret can mow down whatever it needs to.
Well, do we want to take the air raft in and try and avoid the turrets if they're hostile?
Yeah, air raft's probably the best bet. I think there's only one that's hostile. So I'm assuming we know which one that is. We could work a way around it, but yeah.
And did he see which turret was hostile?
So the only one that looks operational, I think, is this one.
Oh, okay.
Right here.
All right.
I guess he couldn't tell if it was manned by which side it was manned by.
Right.
But you could, I think he would tell you this. Well, being so close to the entrance, it probably has been overwhelmed, you'd think, right? Because they breached at one, and that turret is right there, so Chief's assuming it's been just hostile.
No, you could
or at least it's
fix one of the others that are smoking, depending on what the extent
Right.
of the damage is, but that one looks like it's operational at least.
Yeah. Chief's no mechanic, though. He's got a -2, and he has a 5 education, so that's like -3, I think.
You could use your gunnery skill to try and, if it doesn't need to be seriously repaired, but if it needs, work, it's going to take mechanics. But if you're just trying to get it online, get the thing fired up so that it can fire, that's just gunnery, which you do now have a skill in. So your best bet's probably to go to the one that's not smoking.
Yeah.
So could we just take the air raft in and go down the eastern canyon there and try and get the turret over there operational so we can have some cover?
We're talking this one?
Yeah, that turret.
That would be a pretty straight shot. And it's all right over the bombers, which probably has a hostile crew, unless they're like resistance bombers. But I don't imagine
No,
they would be.
it looks like it's the Federation bomber. It's like
Right.
a
So
little
there's
Federation
some
logo on
kind.
it.
Yeah.
I do have some skills in mechanics, so if we need a turret to be fixed, I could probably do that.
Ignore the hostile part of that.
Ulysses is not very good at piloting air rafts, so if someone else is,
Yeah, that's
is
flyer
better at that.
grav is that skill for whoever wants to fly the air raft down there.
Sir Dalmont can do it. He's not much use in the fight, but he can get you there.
Dalmont pilots us, then I guess we could head to that first turret and try and get it repaired and help us clear out any Federation soldiers.
Now, does everyone have some sort of weapon? Because there would be some weapons in the ship's locker on the free trader.
Yeah.
Everyone have at least something?
Yeah. Chief's got a laser carbine, which he has a scope on, and it's 200 meters, so he probably could provide like higher up fire support. But that's a pretty big gamble. Only 4 people probably stick together.
So
Ulysses has his laser pistol.
I know Ellis just picked up a auto pistol, and Delmont has his stun stick, which is awesome. So I think we're taking the air raft down to the vehicle bay, or maybe check out that turret first.
Yes.
Yeah, because the turret's right by the vehicle bay. If we get the turret, that's going to be a huge help.
All right, so we'll go from here down to the turret first. So to do that, I need a flyer grav roll from, I think, Dalamont. You're doing this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
The going is a little rough because of the ash. You're trying to hover over the ash, and the way that the grav lifters work on this is it forces a force down harder than you weigh. It's like an anti-gravity, so it's exerting a force which you get an equal or opposite reaction to lift you, and it's just pushing billowing clouds of dust. It makes the visibility a little rough, and so that's going to affect your ability to get there stealthily. That's going to be what your minus is on that. You're able to fly there, but as far as sneaking in, that's probably not going to happen because there's this huge plume of ash that's moving rapidly towards the base. That said, the only ones that seem to notice you are going to be the folks around the bomber. And it looks like as you get closer, you can see that there are a few vehicles here that have survived. There's a few grav bikes as well as an air raft here. You can see that there are 2 pilots here from the from the bomber, and let me put them down here by the explosion. So the element of surprise is gone. They see us coming, but all is not lost. At the approach, who's getting out to check that turret? Is that Ellis?
Yeah, I could do that.
If you have Chief go with you, he can aid you because he has gunnery skill, and that would give you a +1 dice modifier. Or we can have it give you a boon, which means you roll like an extra 6-sided dice and take the higher of the 2. Let's do the boon's probably going to be more useful in this case. So if you 2 go there, let me have you give me that roll. That's a mechanics roll. And if it says boon or bane, give yourself a boon.
It does not say that.
Let me see where that is. I know it's on there. Let's see, mechanic.
Roll type, maybe.
Yeah. Roll type,
Okay.
and then do boon.
Got it.
Ooh, you got
Nice.
it. Nice. You get this turret repaired, and you have a number of shots equal to your effect, which is 3. So you have 3 shots on this turret. Let me see if I've got a turret. I'm going to put the turret on Chief on your character sheet, even though you don't have this as a character, but
Hard to put on your pocket.
yeah. But you've now got this. I'm going to equip
Oh my
that for
goodness,
you.
yeah.
It does a lot of damage.
Yeah, it does.
And let me edit it because you've got 3 shots. Perfect. Okay, so you got 3 shots in that autocannon. Dalamont, are you staying with the air raft or are you getting out?
If everybody's left the air raft, Dalamont would also probably get out to help with what he can.
Okay, let me put Chief and Ellis here at the turret. What is Ulysses doing?
So we don't know which building the commander we're supposed to rescue is in.
Nope, and hopefully he's not where the computer core is, because if you guys blow that up right now with the turret, then you might kill him as well.
Well, I think maybe
Right.
the dormitory is a good place to start. So if maybe once Ulysses and Ellis have cleared out the landing area, I might start making my way down the canyon.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's...
And
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, that's right. I was just going to remind you that there is some kind of like laser firefight going on at the workshop. I saw when I was checking it out. There's some kind of combat, right?
Yeah, in fact, we're going to get into a little combat ourselves right here.
Is so the workshop, is that 8? That's just yeah.
Yeah. Which you're right to want to start with the dormitory. It's Chief's. That's what he's saying. Yeah. Just
Okay.
get down that path.
Let me grab...
Well, yeah. Obviously, start with these fellows here, or fellows, but
So I think Ulysses is just going to start trying to, maybe with a little bit of stealth, get down the canyon path over to where the dormitories are.
If you guys want to go on the combat, the 2 crossed swords, you can click on the die to roll your initiative. And you get to add either your dex or your intellect. It'll auto do whichever is your higher. If someone wants to make a tactics roll, you can. That will affect the initiative of everyone on our team. If you get a negative, that gives everyone a negative. But you don't have to make a tactics roll. But if someone wants to, they can. And this would be tactics military. We've actually got pretty good initiative right now, so I don't think we need it. Yeah. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
all go before the bad guys. So Ellis Rhodes, you are going to be up first. Now on your turn during combat, and if you need a cheat sheet, if you go to the journals, I've got Traveler Cheat Sheet. This it's a PDF. Click the button, it will load it. This is fantastic. It's got like a 2-page, basically how to play Traveler. And the second page is all about combat and encounters. Essentially, what you do on your turn, you get one major action and one minor action. A major action is like firing your gun or things like that. A minor action is moving. Or you can choose not to move, you can aim, which gives you a +1 modifier to your combat dice roll. Instead of doing a major action and a minor, you can swap your major for 2 additional minors and move like 3 times, sort of thing. But most people on their turn will just take their major action to shoot and their minor action to either move or find cover, and then their or to aim as well. So Ellis, you're up first. You've got a little bit of cover behind the air raft right now. That's going to give them a -2 penalty to try and hit you. If you get out from behind that, you're going to be out in the open. So you're going to want to be careful with that. Oh, I need to give everybody vac suits before we get started. You would have all put on vac suits, otherwise you're going to have a really rough day. So let me give you vac suits. There we go. Got the vac suit on. Perfect. So there's vac suit. There is a vac suit. Get that equipped. Nice. And one more vac suit. Chief. And we'll equip that. Perfect. Alright, so Ellis, you're up first.
Okay. I guess I'll take my major action to just shoot.
You want to use your minor action to aim?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get a +1 for aiming. So who are you going to shoot at? And you can target them if you like. Remember how to target? You hover over and then push T, and it will target them. There you go.
And then.
And just click on your weapon.
Okay.
It should be like a gun combat, and it'll ask you if you have any modifiers or anything. You do get a +1 for aiming. Nice, so that's a hit. 16 points of damage to that guy. Awesome. So he has a vac suit as well, which absorbed a good chunk of that damage, but it did get through, and he felt that. Sir Dalamont, you're up next.
Dalamont will use a leadership skill. Kind of like point out all the different enemy combatants and give their positioning so that maybe Chief and Ulysses know exactly where to aim.
Awesome. Give me a leadership roll. And your effect will give them modifiers, either plus or minus. Oh, nice. So you get a +5, so you can dole out 5 dice modifier bonuses during to Ulysses or Chief. You can say who gets 3, who gets 2, or who gets 5, and who gets 0.
Do I say it right now?
Yeah. Who do you want to give them to?
All right, we'll give, say, 3 to Chief, 2 to Ulysses.
Perfect. Ulysses, you're up next, and you get a 2.
Yep, I will. So can I do my minor action to aim then?
Yep, that'll give you an additional +1. Nice. Excellent. And Chief, you're up.
Alrighty. He will, of course, take aim with this heavy autocannon turret. Funny, it's called the land defense, but it doesn't... Well, we're not doing a lot of defending right now.
No. And you'll get a +4.
Not bad.
So that'll be a gunnery roll. But I think if you just click on that turret, yeah, I think it'll do it for you. Ooh, 37 points of damage to that guy. And you did it to the guy on the left.
Yeah.
Oh, he's unconscious. He's got 2 hit points remaining. Tell me how your heavy autocannon turret blasts into this guy, into his position.
Yeah, I think he saw his friend getting shot at, so he took cover, but this thing just blasts through it. The chief saw right where it went down. It's like a cargo container or something. Oh, it's a vehicle bay, so probably not that, but so it's something. It just demolishes it, and also this fellow.
Yeah, and what gets it? It's not the rounds; it's the spall. It's the metal that flies out of that container. That's what killed people in tanks. It wasn't that you'd hit them with a round, but when it hit, it blew hot, sharp metal all over the inside of the tank and killed the crew. And that's what happened with this guy. You hit that crate, and it hits whatever vehicles or whatever's inside there. It just blows hot metal, oil, parts, everything all over that guy like a giant shotgun, and just rips him to pieces. And there's smoke pouring out of that autocannon as it cycles up another round. Awesome. It's his turn. He's unconscious. We'll go to the next guy. This guy is not liking where things are. He has a laser carbine. He's going to take a shot. He's going to aim at Dalamont, who is issuing orders. And as he gets his weapon out... Oh, that is a brutal hit.
Whoa!
Okay, let me apply this. Okay.
Ow.
So
Dalma might be dead.
12 points get through. You are unconscious, but you're not dead.
And he's our medic, too.
Yep. So you see Dalamont just take a round right to the chest, sears a hole right through his vac suit. We go to round 2. Ellis, you're up.
Okay, I'll go for the same guy again as I did last time.
Nice. Shots go through, break across him. Sir Dalamont, you've been in better spots in your life. You currently find yourself unconscious. When you are unconscious, you need first aid within a minute of your injury. Otherwise, that's trouble. There's not much you can do for yourself. You do begin to regain consciousness, however. It's going to take your turn. I'm going to take that off of there. Your stats are all really low, but you're not totally out of the fight. But you're hurting bad. You can still issue commands. You can make another leadership roll if you want.
Right now?
Uh-huh.
Can he instead patch himself up?
So you could do leadership, or you could do a medic roll on yourself to try and patch up some wounds.
Maybe he'll do that. A medic.
Ooh, nice. So you will recover 5 wounds, which will be 1, and recover 4 off of that. Perfect. So your endurance is still 0, but you've got points in strength and points in dex. So you're doing all right. Ulysses.
Right. Well, seeing the wound that Dalamont just took, I'm going to look for cover, maybe a rock or
Yeah.
outcropping, something I can hide behind.
Yep. There's definitely stuff you can get behind. That's not a problem at all.
Right, and then I still do take a shot, right?
Yes.
All right.
You'll
well,
have
I will.
If you're behind cover, the enemies will have a -2 to hit you, which is super useful.
Find a good rock to hide behind, and then I will take a shot.
Okay. Nice. This guy's taking a beating, but he's still in the fight. Chief, your turn.
Sheesh. Well, it's hard to take cover when you're operating a turret. You might as well just take aim. Oh, it's scary.
Holy cow. On the guy that's not unconscious.
Yeah.
You headshot this guy. There we go. He is just flat out dead. Tell me how you send this round downrange and what it does to him.
Yeah, I mean, he was just about to go, so he was probably getting a good look to, from cover, and as he peeks up to look, his head just fucking it gets annihilated. This thing is meant for like light vehicles, from the description.
But it doesn't even deflect the path of the round as it moves right through his armored helmet, his face shield, and you just see a little spray of crimson as his body hits the ground, and then there's just a splatter up on the side of that bomber right there. You've got one man unconscious. You've got the other one dead. We've got Dalamont is no longer unconscious, but he is badly wounded. You can only do a medic roll, or you can only receive a medic roll from each person once before you need to go and have other work done. So if someone else can give him a medic roll, it'll bring his endurance up, and then he'll be doing okay. But someone's got to do that before this soldier wakes up. Let me give him an endurance roll to see if he gets up. No, he does not. He's still unconscious.
I think Chief took the medic skill, so maybe
Yeah.
Chief's our best.
I just didn't want to get off while he was shooting at us. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, maybe Ulysses could help him. Chief should just tell him to hold down something, put pressure on something, give him a.
Oh, that's a good idea. Shouting some advice.
Well, Ellis, you're up first. Do you want to try to render aid, or do you want to go take out the unconscious guy?
Well, I have negative skills in medic, so I think I'll try to take out this guy while everyone else helps.
While he's unconscious.
All right, give yourself a +6 to hit him while he's unconscious.
Nice.
And that's on the DM.
Yeah, DM +6. Nice. Oh, did not get through his armor. So you hit his body and it bounces his body, but you see where the round ricocheted off. Sir Dalamont, you're conscious and you're aware. You can't do another medic check on yourself. What do you do? You're fully functional, but your endurance is 0. You're in a bad place.
Well, maybe just find some cover, something to hide behind.
Okay.
To keep himself and whoever hopefully comes to help patch him up safe.
Perfect. Ulysses, are you gonna do that medicine check.
I might just get over there and wait for Chief, but Ulysses is going to try and assist Chief, give him a bonus.
Okay. Chief, you leave the turret and go over and do your medic roll.
Yeah, his thinking was, we've got a guy shooting at us. If I go over, I'll just get shot. Okay, now that guy's down. I've got the time to get him up.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Sir Dalamont will explain exactly what he thinks is wrong with him.
It's good to have an actual doctor. Didn't learn too much in the police. What's the difficulty? Sorry.
Difficulty is 8. But you're going to get a +1 from Ulysses, and you can get a +1 from Dalamont. He's right there, kind of using his skill to show you where to go.
Oh, I needed them.
Yes, you did.
Oh, that's neutral, so it doesn't actually give him anything, does it?
I'm going to give him 1 to his endurance, just because that was an excellent roll. And it was a success. Normally he would gain points based on the effect of that. But I'm going to give him 1 just because he's got everyone around him helping him. So he is no longer at 0s on there. The Senless Soldier, let me see if he makes his endurance check. Oh, he does. So he is no longer unconscious. Your round, Ellis, kind of shook him awake, and he begins to stir and rises up to his feet. Ellis, it's your turn. Oof. Again, I think that's going to fall short. Yeah, fails to penetrate his armor. They've got pretty high armor. They've got 13 armor.
Are there like
They are
patches
soldiers.
of armor that have like exploded or something, come undone or something?
Yeah, they've taken some abuse. 11, no, it might be down to a 12, but it's still not quite enough to get through there. One thing I forgot to explain to you guys. I'm going to let you re-roll that, because your weapon has a perk. So when you click on attack, let's see, might be if I go to your weapon. If I look at your weapon.
Oh, the range. Because the range has plus and minuses.
Hang on, this should have auto. Your weapon should have auto on it. And it doesn't. Yeah, and if you get up closer, you'll have a bonus to it. But there should be, for an auto pistol... oh no, that one does not have auto. No, but if some of you have a weapon that has auto, you have some options. You can just do a single shot. You can also do multiple rounds that might do additional damage. Sorry, your auto pistol, it's just called an auto pistol because it's semi-auto, but it's not, doesn't have the auto perk. So if you approach and get closer, close that range, it would give you a bonus, but then you're kind of out in the open. Is that something that you would do?
Yeah, I guess I would do it.
So you step out from cover.
Sure.
Just moved everyone on accident. Just you. And if you want to re-roll that. Okay, that will actually do it. So there you did enough damage. So as you step out and fire on him, tell me how you take this guy out.
Well, maybe I'm aiming at, a piece in the armor that I see is kind of taking a bit of damage, so I could maybe get my shot through that and hit him.
So yeah, you actually hit a spot that's already been hit,
Right.
and managed to, like firing at Smaug the dragon, you find that weak spot in his chest where there's already damage, and you punch that round right through there, and he drops down to the ground. You have won this area of the map. The bomber and all of its wreckage is now in your control. We've got one round left in the autocannon. You can hear more sounds of combat coming from inside. Where do we go from here?
Great question. It sounded like the plan was to follow the path up to the dormitory and then down to the workshop.
Yes, just kind of work your way
Yeah,
counterclockwise
just check those
through there.
buildings. Yeah, the farthest from the entrance. Seems the most rational. And it leads to the command center.
When you get into the... well, one thing I should mention... I did mention there's an air raft and some grav bikes here in the vehicle bay. In the dormitory, this communal residential area goes several floors deep, and as you approach, you see 6 figures, half injured, guarding 8 non-combatants. Some of them are children. Some are wounded and unable to walk on their own. These look like rebels. They're not wearing the Senless Federate uniforms. And they see you and they see what you have done, and they wave you forward. Who goes in first?
Chief would probably be happy to do that.
Chief, when you head in, they ask you, who sent you? Why are you here?
Ah, crap. Hold on, I'm scrolling up. I forgot her name.
Lady Ada?
something.
Ada?
Ada. Oh, yes, it was Lady Ada. She sent us for a different mission, but we were in the area.
Oh, you're here for the documents, for the papers.
Yes, we're told that this is very important. It's in the core?
Yeah, we're trying to clear the information off of the core onto a storage crystal. Section Leader Tiberius, he's there with his assistants and bodyguards. We gotta keep that out of enemy hands. And he points across towards Area 10, that's the computer core. So it sounds like that's where both the Section Leader and the core is. That's your mission, is to rescue him, destroy the core, and get as many people out of here as you can. The whole place is under attack. There's got to be at least 15 or 20 of them.
Yeah, we ran into 2 as soon as we got here, but it sounds like we know what we're doing. She did mention the section leader, so I appreciate that. Good work.
Are you gonna still go around clockwise? You're gonna try and cut across through 4 straight over there.
Yeah, I don't know if the rest are coming up, but if they're not, Chief would run back and say it might be best to go through the middle here. It sounds like everything we need is at 10, although they're being attacked everywhere. It's tough.
Where does everyone want to go?
Might be best to go through the middle. We might get shot at least by that turret. And seeing what those turrets can do, it's probably best that we don't take any shots from one of those.
Yeah, that's funny enough, the one that I chose not to be broken.
Right. All right, so through Area 4. So this dark, unpowered section is stacked with disorderly crates and supply bins. A soldier stalks through the mess in pursuit of what he thinks is a rebel saboteur, but you can see it's a pair of terrified children huddling in the dry ration storage. He doesn't seem to have noticed you as you approach. He's got his back to you.
Uh-oh. Like, how close are we?
Right now you're probably maybe 30 feet away from him.
Ooh, okay. That's not... I was going to say that's not bludgeoning range, but he doesn't have anything to bludgeon somebody with.
You could move up. Now, one thing that could be useful is that stun stick that Dalamont has. The way that a stun stick works, when you hit, it just comes out of the endurance. When that endurance hits 0, they're unconscious, rather than having 2 stats hit 0. So you have to do less damage to them, and they'll be unconscious for a number of rounds, and so you can basically knock them out. If you can also use some ingenuity to find other ways to take him out rather than just shooting him. If there's something you can come up with, I'll leave it up to you guys. I'm going to drag a sunless soldier down here.
The Alamont's, he just got a big hit, and he's really feeling the pain. He's not really willing to try and run at this guy with his stun stick, but
Do you want to load a bomb onto the air raft? See if there's a bomb in this bomber. Is that still part of the plan? You could be doing that while someone else is taking care of this soldier.
yeah, he can pass his stun stick on if somebody else wants to give that a try, and work on that since he can fly the what is it just called, a flyer?
Air raft.
Air raft.
Anybody have skill melee bludgeon? Wants to
You
use
know,
that stun
it's
stick?
yeah, it's funny. Chief does. It's been a while since Chief's had the opportunity to show Alamont how it's done.
I can give you a stun stick. Let me throw one on your inventory.
I've got this heavy autocannon turret in my pocket if you want to take that in exchange.
Here, I'll trade you. There you go. Now you got a stun stick at hand.
Oh boy. So yeah, I guess I would definitely want to try to get up close to this guy and grapple him. Gotta save the kid.
If you want to make a stealth roll to approach, I'm going to give you a +3 bonus on that because of all the commotion going on.
Alrighty. Difficulty 8.
Yep. Oh, you got it. You can add that chain bonus onto your attack roll.
Beautiful.
Alright, 14. His endurance is 9, so he drops to 0. He is stunned for 9 rounds, so plenty of time.
Wow.
So
Beautiful.
Tell me how you take this little stun stick and zap him.
Yeah, this is rookie stuff. He was a cop for many years. He just walks up, gets behind this guy, hits him in the back of the knee, and then jabs him in the stomach, and he's down for the count.
Yeah, it's like, like riding a bike. You start twirling the stun stick in your hand like a cop on the beat, and he's just down on the ground having a seizure, like you just hit him with a taser. The kids come running up, just overjoyed to see you, and they become very clingy. These kids just jump towards you, wrap themselves around your legs. You can see the tears, and their little masks, breather masks, are fogged up from breathing so heavily and from the moisture from their tears. But they look up at you with these big sad eyes. You that just saved them.
Goodness, maybe we should get them up to the rebels at the dormitory. Gee.
What do you guys do with this senseless soldier that's unconscious on the ground? Anything?
Well, we could just kill him while he's down.
Oof, yes, you
It is
could.
war.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Who does it, and how do you kill him? This will say a lot about your character. Ellis, are you doing it?
Well, does he have armor, like a vac suit?
You can take his vac suit off.
I'll take
Yeah,
it
he's
off.
unconscious.
I'll
Yeah.
take it off and shoot him right through the heart.
Well, you could take his mask off. I mean, it's minus 63 degrees.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
outside, there's a little heat here from the geothermal unit, but it's still below freezing in here.
Alright, I'll do that then, and just leave him to die.
He's unconscious. You take off the suit. You hear the rushing of air. Give me a vac suit roll to see if you know how to do this. Otherwise, you're going to have to smash it open. How graceful are you with this?
Oh.
So with a -1, you know what you're doing, but rather than just calmly detaching the mask and pulling it off, you have to kind of shake it and twist it. You see his lifeless body moving about, and everyone kind of looks on with a little bit of horror, like, who is this Ellis Rhodes? As you take off the mask and throw it off into the distance, you hear it clatter amongst some fallen crates and boxes. And you see his skin immediately begin to crystallize, and his eyes are still closed, still unconscious. You know this man was alive just a moment ago, but now he is at the mercy of the elements, and you do not do anything to alleviate his suffering. Or do you?
No, he had it coming.
Oof. Brutal. Alright, he will be dead in... Let me see how many rounds. See if he will still be unconscious when he dies. It's 2d6. No, he'll be dead in 6 rounds, and he won't be awake for 9 rounds. So, yeah, that's heartless and cruel.
I
But-
swear I'm not evil.
But it's
Promise.
wartime.
It is war.
Awesome. What's Ulysses and Dalamont doing?
Dalamont was checking out the bomber
Give
to
me
see if it.
give me a recon roll,
Oh,
and you only need to get a 4 or higher. You got it. There are indeed some unused ordnance on this bomber. You can see several 2-ton bombs still in the racks inside this bomber. If you want to take one of those off and put it on an air raft, you certainly could. It would probably take 3 of you to move it. It's on a little hoist in the rack. You could hook a chain and pulley up to it, lift it out of the rack, set it onto the air raft. If you want to take it apart and take out the explosive portion, that would be an explosives roll. So you either take the whole bomb or just take the explosives. What do you want to do with that? And is anyone
He'll,
trained in explosives?
kind of look around and see what everyone else thinks. Either way, he's a little out of his depth as a doctor and kind of partier, gambler.
Right. Chief's probably coming to bring your stun stick back, but I don't think he quite knows much about explosives either.
But Ulysses, do you know anything about explosives?
Can't be that hard to figure out.
Do you want
Good man.
to take the whole
Always
bomb,
what
or
you
wanna
wanna
take it
hear.
apart?
I figure I don't know how well armored these facilities are. I might as well just take the whole thing.
To do that, I need a strength roll. You can do athletics, strength, or just a straight strength roll. And if there's several of you helping out, that person that rolls it can get a boon.
Yeah, Chief would help.
So who's making that strength roll?
I only have a 7 in strength, so someone
That's
else might want to.
Somehow better than Chief's. Yeah. Aging is tough.
What does Ellis have in strength? 5. So it might be Ulysses.
I can do athletics. I have a 0 in it, so.
Yeah.
You can do this, Ulysses. I
Well,
believe
get-
in you. You will help save all the people of this planet with your strength.
The difficulty on this is a 6. Odds
How-
are you're going to get this.
And the bonus, do I get anything?
You'll get
for
a
that with
boon.
the- Ah, boon. All right. With people helping.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. Chief's definitely doing his best. Ooh.
And you got it. You get the bomb maneuvered over onto the air raft. The bomb is active. You can tell it was in the rack. It had been activated, so it's ready to go. Whoever pilots this, don't bump into anything until you want to, is all I will say, because you don't know what might set this off. An explosives roll, you could probably determine what it would take, but otherwise, drive cautiously. All right, where are we going?
Well, Ulysses is going to stay behind cover, maybe in this canyon.
Okay. Still going straight across from 4 over to 9 and 10.
Yeah, I think does he have a rifle or something? Like a
Yeah, he's got
laser?
a laser carbine. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we could use that to try and set off the explosives.
It'd be better than manually triggering it, certainly.
You could also park the air raft by the building and hit it with that turret. That would for sure set it off.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Reminder: we do have the section leader in that building,
Yeah,
probably.
so you probably want to get him out first.
Yeah, but that's not a bad plan. Park out up front. That turret is the good one. So.
All right, head over to 9.
Yeah, that was Chief's plan. If nobody objects.
I'm going to pull up another map here.
Elemental Captain the Flyer again.
Drag some tokens out here for us. All right. The heart of the complex, the command node, intended to be well defensible, the Federate has pushed hard against it, forcing the rebels to fall back. You can see that 3 soldiers stand ready to breach the computer core, cutting through it with a plasma torch bulkhead. Let me grab those 3 soldiers. So they're over here trying to carve into this bulkhead as you guys come in through this hatch over here. That would be the computer core. What do you do?
Great question. Yeah, these guys are scary.
Could we try to swing over to the turret that was working and
Yeah,
It's outside
maybe
on the
see
cliff.
let's go back to the map.
Oh, no line of sight?
Well, I mean, it has a line of sight,
Turret
but
right there.
we can't just shoot through the roof and hope to hit people. We got friendlies in there, maybe.
Yeah, maybe not.
It would be good to secure the turret, that's for sure.
Does someone with an engineering skill, with at least the check marks, at least a 0 in engineering, give me an engineering roll? I think Ulysses at least has the check mark.
He does, yes.
Oh, nice. You know that there has to be power to the core. There's probably ventilation and things going into that core. You don't necessarily have to get through this doorway where these soldiers are cutting through. There's probably another way. And this is a pretty open-ended scenario. You can tell me what that other way is, and we'll decide if that's possible or how to do it.
Well, you're saying to get to the turbine underneath the base?
Yeah, that's definitely doable. Or even from this room, from 9, you can see that 9 and 10 are connected. There's probably ductwork or something that would allow you to get in there. If you don't want to get into a gun battle with these soldiers. Alternatively, you could give them some sort of diversion, so maybe they run out of there, and then that lets you get in there. I'll just encourage you to think alternative solutions to combat. Because as we saw, combat is pretty rough. One shot just about took out Dalamont.
Well, could we maybe sneak around and try and get to that turret just right next to it? And if we can then gain control of the turret just below 10, that might give us an advantage.
Yeah, over to this one here. Absolutely. In fact, there's so much commotion as they're trying to cut through this door, you don't even need to sneak. You can get right over there. This turret was the one that was not smoking. You do not need to make a mechanics roll. It's simply a gunnery roll to get this turret operational.
It's definitely not my strong suit.
Well, you could get Chief over there. He's got some skills.
Yeah, if Chief follows me, I might defer to him on this.
Yeah, Chief would be happy to just. He likes being told what to do. Makes things simple. It's a gunnery roll.
Yeah. Just to get this online. Looks like this had just shut down and had not been activated.
What's the difficulty?
On this one, it's going to be a 10. It's kind of high.
Ooh,
But
okay.
you've got someone
Oh.
helping you. I'll give you a boon on that.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Nope.
No. So you get it operational, but there's no rounds in it. So the effect is the number of rounds that you would have available. So right now you have a round over in the turret over by the bomber that crashed. You could move that round over to here, but otherwise that's why this one was not firing. There was some malfunction in the ammunition feed.
Could we just communicate via comms and maybe ask if Ellis and Dalmont could load that on when they bring the air raft over?
Sure.
We could load that shell in the turret and maybe clear out the doorway, and then we can get the air raft in place and then head in and try and find this station director.
I need a flyer grav roll for Dalamont to bring he and Ellis over in the air raft. And normally that would be a 6. It's going to be an 8 because you are carrying a bomb.
Alright.
Can I assist him in some way?
Yeah, you can hold the bomb down so it doesn't wiggle. I would give you a +1 dice modifier to that roll.
Gotcha. Oh,
Ooh. Yeah, so the downside is that your oh, actually, sorry. Let me have you re-roll that. Your encumbrance is not correct. Let me get rid of. Where is that? You shouldn't have had a -3, so it should have been a 7. Should have had a -1 on that. So as you bring the air raft over, it's a little shaky, and you're going through a section right about here where there's a little dip, and as you come through there's a little squeak and a bump as you nudge up against the side, and Ellis, you feel the bomb slide in the seat back there. The seats aren't designed to hold this, and the bomb begins to slide, and it tips, and the nose is down, and the nose touches the bottom of the air raft, and you
That's not
hear.
good.
You hear ticking beginning to start inside the bomb.
Okay. Well, I'll tell him that.
Give me an explosives roll just to see if you might know how long you have on this.
I don't know.
You have no idea. This is likely some sort of deep penetrating ordnance. It would burrow down through rock and other debris, be set on a timer so that once it penetrates, then it will blow up later. Sounds like the timer has just started.
Okay.
This could be seconds, it could be a minute, you don't know.
Well, I guess I'll just tell him I think we need to hurry this up before it blows us up.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, Dalamont, what do you do?
Keep going.
How fast are you going?
A little bit faster now that the bomb started ticking.
Give me another fly or grav roll.
Oh.
Okay, here's what happens. As you're driving, you come up to about this point. You're near kind of where the road will go into the base, or you can head over to the turret, and you, because of the ash, you begin to lose control. You've been wounded. You're probably still bleeding a little bit through your bandages, but you feel yourself beginning to lose control of the air raft. The sudden distribution of weight has changed with that bomb in there. It's harder than it looks, and you realize that you are losing control of this thing, and it's going to roll. And when it does, that bomb is who knows, it probably will go off. You guys can jump out of the air raft if you want, or you can try to regain control of the air raft. Ellis, what do you do?
Oh, I think I'm just gonna jump off.
Okay, give me an athletics roll. The ash is nice and soft. Beat a 6. Got it. Dalamont, what do you do?
Dalamont spent a lot of time, messing around, flying rotors. He likes to take chances. He's gonna try and regain control.
Good luck, my friend.
Okay. Give me a roll. So that -3, we're gonna take that off. So it's it's still you got a 5. You cannot regain control, and the air raft begins to tip onto its side, and the bomb slides down and it flips. And when it flips, you are ejected, as well as the bomb. You will take this much damage. Oh, your armor will protect you from all of that. You hit the ground into that soft ash and begin to roll while the air raft slams into building number 9. That bomb hits the ground, plows into the ash, and just slides through the ash, sliding its way into building number 9. You hear shouts and screams coming from inside before a blinding flash illuminates the sky, and you realize you didn't hear anything because the sound wave ruptured your eardrums before you even had a chance to hear it. The blast throws debris up into the air, out into the area of the base. Flames pour out of the building. The very ground shakes, and for Ulysses and Chief inside the turret, you feel this sudden quake, and for a moment you think that perhaps it's an eruption. This place has got active volcanism. But then you see the flying debris, and you see the air raft, or pieces of the air raft, go sailing past the turret. And wheeling the turret around towards the entrance, you can see Dalamont and Ellis lying in the ash as debris begins to rain down around them. The soldiers inside, excuse me, the building number 9 are just annihilated, obliterated. They're gone, but building 9 is on fire. Where do you go from here?
Oh boy. Well, Chief's already done medic on our good old I can't remember his name. Dalamont. That's
Dalamont.
it.
Well, he
He's
actually
already.
somehow he didn't take any damage.
Oh, yeah, right,
His vac
right.
suit protected him from all of that damage, plus the
Right.
soft ash.
Right. Well, seeing Building 9 on fire, there's no time for like funny business. Chief's gonna try to get into 10 and just see what's going on. If there's anything left.
Yeah, give me a recon roll as you assess the situation.
Because like the fire will probably destroy any kind of like electronics or paperwork, but maybe there's survivors.
Need a 6 or higher on this one.
Oh, so close. Oh, what?
So you got it. You got the 6. So as you go in, you look and survey the damage. There's a huge crater in the ground, and the back wall back here on this side is just blown out as the blast seemed to be directed in that direction. You can see bits and pieces of the soldiers spattered along the walls, along the floor, and that huge door that they were cutting is still intact. There is a comm unit on the outside of that door. It looks like it is damaged, but it might be repaired with an electronics roll if someone wants to try and do that. And I'm going to move you two over to the other side.
While Chief is looking around inside the building, could Ulysses try and maybe find like an air shaft or something on top of 10 that might gain quicker access?
Yeah, so there's a ventilation shaft up on top. It looks like it is protected by a steel mesh. You'd have to try and bypass that to get into the vents.
Because I think that might have drawn a lot of attention to our location, so I'm thinking we probably want to do this as quick as possible.
Yeah, Chief's thinking the exact same thing. And the building's not safe.
Does someone have electronics comms roll they want to use to try and repair that comm?
Dalamont could check it out once he regains his senses.
It takes you a minute. You're pretty shaken up, but yeah, you're aware enough that you can get in there and look at that comm. Oh, you got it. It takes you just a moment to put it into basically safe mode and get the communication into 10. And you hear the crackle of static, and then a voice comes up. This is Section Leader Tiberius. We'll not let you in. We will die with this information.
You don't need to die anymore. We're from Ada sent us. We're here to destroy the computer and get you out.
You hear a quiet conversation over the comm as he's speaking with someone else. Very well. We'll let you in. And the door opens up, and you see the section leader, Tiberius, along with 2 bodyguards and 6 assistants. The process has been slow and laborious, but they hand over a small data crystal. We've got to clear the computers. Quick. It is an electronic computers check, or you can try and blow this up with explosives, but I think that has gone off the table. We want to do an electronic computers check to try and get this formatted.
Dalamont can go for it again.
Oh, you got it. Nice. You learned all about resetting computers, formatting hard drives, things like that in university. And you put those skills to good use. Do you simply format it, or do you overheat the computer so that it destroys itself?
Tiberius, what should we do?
This can't fall into the wrong hands. All the information we need is on that crystal. Get it and us off of this rock. Destroy the computer.
All right. Am I able to do that just from computer knowledge?
Yep, so that would be another computer roll. You can add your chain bonus of +1 to this. This is a 6 or higher.
And the chain bonus
Is
was 1?
+1, yep. And you just ask the computer to divide by 0. And it begins to overheat. Oh, yeah, it begins to overheat. You see smoke pouring out as it's trying to calculate anything divided by 0. And then you can smell the burning circuits as the computer overheats, and you release all of the safety governors on there so that you allow the heat to pour in. You turn off the cooling systems, and the computer very rapidly begins to melt down under the heat of trying to divide by 0. You've got Section Leader Tiberius, you've got the crystal, you need to get out of here. Your air raft is shot to hell, so you're going to have to go on foot. Where did you left the ship up on that ridge? As you head towards the ship, are you making an effort to gather up as many people as you can, or just getting the section leader and the information off?
I guess if there's anyone along the way, we could take them with us.
You could definitely get those couple of kids. Maybe you go back and gather up the people at Building 6, and you just tell everybody, meet up there, tell the others, and you begin to head up to the ship. It's better that you get off with the crystal and with the section leader and no one else than if you get everyone off and the section, or the crystal or the section leader don't make it off. You head back up to the ship, and when you get in there, now this is something that's cool. Had you not dealt with those 2 Senless bomber pilots, they would have taken a bomb and put it in your ship. And so it's a good thing that you took care of them. That's one of the big complications in this scenario. As you get up there, your ship is unmolested. No one's put a bomb in it. And we need our pilot to get the ship up and running. I need someone to jumpstart the drive on here. This is an engineering role, just to put as much power into the ship as fast as possible. This is going to be the M drive engineer. The pilot can't make this role, but someone else can. Someone else want to make an engineer role? This is just a difficulty 4.
Ooh. Chief did train in the Navy for engineering, but he trained on the jump drives.
But you
know,
you'd
have a
have
basic
0
training.
on M drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the effect of this will modify the pilot role. Ooh, nice. So then Ulysses, you get a piloting roll with a +2. You need an 8 or higher. Easy. You blast off, carrying as many people. How long do you wait? How many minutes do you wait for people to get on your ship?
Oh, I'll wait for Ellis to give me the all clear, and then I'll punch it.
As you escape, your sensors begin to buzz with alerts. Do you want to check those sensors, or do you ask someone else to do it while you are piloting the ship through this rocky, difficult terrain?
Well, I've got to focus on the piloting here. I'll ask someone else to check those while I'm flying.
Who can do electronic sensors for us?
Dalamont, as you've seen, knows his way around electronics.
Oh, yeah, he
excellent. Nice. You pick up that there are 3 surface fighters headed your way. These are dangerous, but you have the technological advantage. You don't have weapons on your ship, but you can try to shake them off through some of these slot canyons in here with a difficult pilot check. Once you're clear of them, you can just make for orbit as rapidly as possible and try to get back with Ada. So this will be a chain bonus. You'll get a +2 on your pilot roll. Ulysses, can you shake the pursuit?
What's the difficulty?
10.
Ooh, what happens when we crash?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
You got it. So you managed to shake pursuit. Tell me how do you do that? You've got these 3 small, like, single man fighters chasing you down. These are armed with laser cannons. They're designed to bring down ships like yours.
I'm weaving in and out of the canyons, trying to find ones big enough to fly through, and they just can't match my route. And I think some of them might crash against the rocks, and the others are just eventually lose us and give up hope. And
Yeah, maybe 2 crash, 1 peels off. Just, he's got no chance of pursuit, and he doesn't want to die today.
Yeah, and then once I feel that we're a safe distance away, I'll pull up and head out into space.
Yeah, you nose up, and pretty quick the blue-gray atmosphere begins to turn black as you reach the outer limits of the atmosphere, and you enter the darkness of space. It still takes you some time to blow past the gravitational pull of the planet, but soon you are out in orbit and you're able to get back with Ada. Once there, you're in that debris field. You dock with the Aurora. I won't make you make a roll. You've already made a roll to dock. You know how to do it now. But there's a different problem. There's way too many refugees, and it's going to be difficult knowing what to do with these rebels. And Ada says, we need to take them to the base on Orsash. It's going to be a bumpy ride. You best get locked in. And you guys enter into the Aurora as you hear the astrogator begin to make plans for a jump to Orsash, which is over here. So from Magan to Orsash. And eventually, hopefully soon, you'll get a chance to go to Senlis. But this ends the Redrock rescue. You have recovered the data that you needed. You've recovered the section leader. You've saved a few people and taken a bite out of the Senlis Federate. You are probably now on some sort of list. I'm sure that they have footage of your faces and your ship and who you are. You're likely known assets of the Rebellion, and the Federate may be on the hunt for you. But that's for another day. With Traveler, there's not really experience points. You just raise your skills by studying. However, the Traveler's Companion, which has a whole slew of optional rules, has one that I like and that I typically use. For completing a session, you get 1 experience point. It's like a general experience point, and you can use it right away, or you can save it. If you want to use it right away, you've got 1 XP, and you can take a skill from level 0, unskilled, to go to level 0 would cost you 1 XP. If you have a skill that's already level 1, let me start over. From unskilled to 0 costs 1. If you want to go from 0 to 1, that also costs 1. If you want to go to level 2 from 1, that would cost you 2 points. And you could say, I'm going to earmark this point for this skill to go up to level 2. So, does anyone want to spend that 1 point now? If not, we're going to mark on your character how you are using that point in the future. And you can put it onto a skill that you used today or one that you haven't used. Typically, it's on one that you used or is similar, like you saw someone else use it. Ellis, what do you think you want to do with your experience point?
I was thinking maybe electronics.
Yeah, so you don't have any skills in electronics, so using that 1 point, you now go to 0 in electronics, which already is like a +3 from what you had. So perfect. I've got that marked on your sheet. How about Chief? Do you know what you want to do with your 1 XP?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about this because I read that this is how you get your skills up, and Chief, I think, learned some very important mechanic skills
Oh,
from our
absolutely,
favorite
absolutely.
Elias today. It'd be coming great value in the future.
Yeah, let's put that on there. So you'll take mechanic, perfect. And how about for Sir Dalamont?
Dalmont, I think, learned a lot about his back suit this time around,
Yeah, probably by
both
watching
wearing
what
it for the
happened to
mission.
Ellis. You're like, oh, whoops,
Yep, and that.
nice. And Ulysses.
I think Ulysses is actually going to save his XP.
So I'm going to go in biography, and I'm going to edit your biography. What skill? You have to say what you're putting it towards.
Uh, he'll put it towards piloting. He did a lot of
You
new
did.
maneuvers that he's never done before, so he's going to start saving up for that.
So there, I've got your experience towards piloting is 1. And so right now your piloting is 2?
Yep. So
So
it'll take
to-
a lot to get it up to 3.
Yeah, to go to 3 is going to take you, let me look at my chart, 4 XP.
Oof.
And then to go to 4 will cost you 8 XP, so it doubles as you go up. You can also increase your characteristics. It's like you work out at the gym, or maybe you train your mind. The costs for that are a lot higher. Like if you want to go from like level, if you want to gain level 6, say you're level 5, it's going to cost you 6 points to go to 6. Then to go to 7 would cost you 7 points, and to go to 8 would cost you 8. So they raise much more slowly, but for skills you get them quite a bit faster. So everyone's got something upgraded or something allocated towards an upgrade. Any questions about the scenario or about the system again? I think this is, for some of you, your second time playing Traveler.
Yeah, no questions. I'd just say the first one was fun, but this one was way more fun. Making your own characters, and then I feel like having the connections. That was really cool.
I
like
absolutely love that part. And it takes a while to make a character, but it's such a fun thing. It's like a mini game in and of itself. Like even if that was all you did was make Traveler characters, that would still be fun for me. How did you feel about this scenario as a whole? Is it? Would you rather have something that's more, I don't want to say railroady, but more straightforward, or do you like having something laid out and then you have to come up with a plan, or do you feel like I don't know what I'm supposed to do? How do you guys feel about that?
I'm always that guy who has no idea what to do, but I really like having the options, and like the ideas that people come up with. I'm always sitting there silent, like, oh God, what are we gonna do next? But I really liked this scenario. It was fun.
It's fun because it definitely, like, I have very little to go on. Like the descriptions for the rooms are super small. It's basically like, you guys tell me, what do you find in there, and we'll go from there. Or, you could just say, hey, my guy, he's going to look for another way into that room. What do I find? I'm like, oh, give me a roll. Okay, well, you find there's a ventilation shaft. Well, is there something else? Yeah, let's take another look. And so it's fun because you guys can just sort of tell me, like, how you would solve this, and you get to kind of populate the adventure, like what you find and what's in there as we go. So it's a really cool approach. It's definitely encourages creativity and whatnot. There are a couple more scenarios in the adventure. Like, let me just look real quick and see exactly how many are in there in the Hellworld heists. So we have done the first 2. We've got 1, 2, 3, and then there's a finale. So probably just 3 more. I think the finale is just at the end of 3. So there's the Darkwater Country, the Station Job, and the Paranoid Palace. So would you be interested in doing more of these, or would you want to do different Traveler adventures? Like, what do you want to play? And I'll get it ready.
We're gonna have to get Ulysses' ship soon enough. I know that was a thing on its own.
Yeah, and I have that adventure ready to go. That's high and dry,
Right.
and that's one that could definitely take place whenever. That one's I've run that one before. It's a ton of fun. But would you want to do more heists, or at this point do you take your money and say, you know what, we're good? Oh yeah, I need to give you guys money.
Oh yeah, that's true. You swindled.
Yeah.
Do the
Well,
heists? Do they kind of like build
They do. So
on scale?
So the previous, yeah, kind of. Each one kind of gives you a taste of something different. Like this one definitely had the options for combat, and the previous one was more skill based. And then they kind of offer different things for each person there. Let me add in your cash.
I mean,
They do lead-
Ulysses is fine to
Sorry.
keep working for Ada as long as she's paying. So
Right. Yeah, Chief would like Chief. This is great work. Good team. He would like to keep going.
Yeah.
That and also, we did a good thing today.
Yeah, you saved a lot of people. Probably, you've now picked a side for sure. Even if you were to walk away at this point, it's going to be tough. But sometimes you're not just in it for the money. Let me give Ulysses his money. Nice. All 150,000 credits richer.
It's a lot more than my pension.
Yeah, your 10,000 a year or whatever.
yeah, that's depressing.
Excellent. Well, I'll if you guys want to do the heists, I can get the last of them ready to go, and then at some point we've got High and Dry. There's a ton of different campaigns. If you guys are enjoying Traveler, I would love to run more Traveler. It's something I love to do. It's fun because one, it's not fantasy, and I play a ton of fantasy, which I love, but it's fun to do something different. And the Traveler world is it's awesome. You can do anything in it. So, and at some point we need to find the things in your back histories. We need to find that that guy that killed Chief's wife and
Yeah.
Elamont. We need to find that homeworld that you've been looking for and things like that. So lots of cool stuff we can work in there. And then at some point, you may. So this is the Trojan Reach where we're at now. There's a campaign called the Pirates of Drinax that takes place here in the Trojan Reach. So you're like on Imperial frontier, basically being pirates, going around and just doing what pirates do. And there's a purpose to it, and you have choices. Do we actually pirate, or do we do this for ourselves, or do we do it for this other guy, or how do we do it? So lots of cool stuff that can happen with that campaign, as well as some that talk about the whole back history of the universe and creation and things like that. So awesome. Well, I'm going to end the recording here, and I'll get this posted, and we'll hopefully get some more Traveler going here soon.